Hi, my name is Claire Bonham and I'm the Chief Executive of the IR's International Institute. We're a youth-led organisation and we exist to empower young people to shape their future. We do this through training projects, through research and through working on the topics that young people tell us are really important to them. I'm really excited to be part of the YOUWEEN Project, Young Women Green Entrepreneurs, as it's a fantastic opportunity to help young women start their own sustainable businesses and give them training and resources to help them do so. We've been collecting and sharing best practices, showcasing women and entrepreneurs and how they are using their resources and their skills to set up sustainable and green businesses. It's really important for people to be able to learn from other examples of success and to be able to see how they might be able to use some of the ideas in their own context.
Lots of women struggle with their confidence in going into green entrepreneurship. They worry that their skills are not applicable and not developed enough to succeed.
The lack of respect women experience in businesses and workplaces usually leads to there being a pay disparity between women and their male colleagues, as well as there being little to no support for women juggling their career and being a mother, as there is this belief that women's roles in society is to care for children while men do the work.
I want to be able to walk home alone in the dark and not have to fear for my safety, and I also don't want to be blamed, and I say I mean we as women. When something happens, like we are attacked within the streets on our way home, the blame is always put on us. It's always considered, oh well, what was he wearing? Was he drunk? Was he provoking in any sort of way? And there's this expectation that women shouldn't walk home alone because they're not safe, and even though society recognises that, somehow the blame is always put on the woman.
I think that the main barriers that exist today for young women wanting to go into green entrepreneurship are really centred around a lack of resources. This is especially true when it comes to women who come from low-income families or are working class, as there is a major lack of resources, information and funding.
So one of the barriers that I think young girls face when it comes to green entrepreneurship is that there's a lack of information around the field itself, and there's a lack of knowledge because girls don't have the opportunity, whether that's in school or around their local borough area, where the information is provided and they can't build connections or be curious about green entrepreneurship and sustainability. So I think if there was more information, young people would be more open in getting involved. The Bushy Way is a female-led business in York with sustainability at its heart. It is a shop which sells a variety of produce such as dried cereals and dried fruit, but there is no plastic packaging in sight. Instead, customers are encouraged to bring their own containers, fill up their containers and pay at the till without wasting plastic and harming the environment.
So an example of a female-led business within my community is I'd like to put myself forward. I coach Taekwondo to around 100 pupils a week. And I look at a lot of young girls and I'm teaching them self-defense, and I want them to be confident within themselves and how they engage with others. And having that position and responsibility makes me enjoy my work so much more, because I'm making a direct change for these young girls to be more confident when they walk around the street, and that's through self-defense, that's through martial arts, and it's something that's really worthwhile.
Build Your Confidence is a business run by Ros Dean. She teaches people who may be struggling with mental health issues woodwork to empower them. It has inspired me because she has used her own skills to help others, especially women with her women-only classes. And during the pandemic, she adapted to being online to still help people.
A local female-run business near me is a small cafe called Brew, and they do lots to support women. So for breast cancer awareness, they made cinnamon buns that look like boobs, and all the money that they raised from that was sent to breast cancer awareness charities.
There was a lot of publicity and press about the project that occurred in Liverpool, and it was a construction project led entirely by women. This was a number of years ago now, but people are still talking about it. It's still, brought out at times because it made such an impact and showed that, women could do an equally as good job as a man, and defeated all of the stereotypes to do with a woman's strength and to do with the woman's ability.
One of the best practices I've seen in and around London is Teva Motor Company. This company was founded in 2013 by Moira Zutney Bennett, and it specializes in making electric trucks. These trucks are designed to be incredibly durable at a low cost, while also eliminating the environmental impact of traditional diesel trucks. They're also actively working to eliminate 10 million tons of CO2 from the atmosphere by 2030. This company is a great role model for other startups, showing that eco-friendly products can have an enormous positive impact on the environment.
So Grand Lane Allotments is in southeast London. We have an allotment as a family there. It's really nice to see, considering it's quite a residential area. So having a green space in the capital that you can cultivate on is really nice to see. It's quite a contrast from the city. That's why we really appreciate it as a family. We grow vegetables. We recently had some spring onions in our dinner from the allotment. And it's really nice because there's a community built and based from the allotment itself. You start to see familiar faces. And in the summer, we have friends around. We have a bench, so we sit down. And there's a really nice view of London. So you have a cityscape, and it's a really nice place to relax. And it's good to see people of all ages getting involved in creating a greener, sustainable area.
One thing that we can do is encourage young women to go into this sector. During their school years, we can tell young women about the importance of green entrepreneurship, and we can give them resources to help direct them into the field. We can fight the stigma surrounding female entrepreneurs by inviting young business leaders to speak at school events, being a model of representation for young students.
It's really important to have conversations and to discuss women in green entrepreneurship. So many women feel excluded and lack confidence to enter this field because they feel it is not a place where they are welcome. Having conversations about the topic and welcoming women into the field is therefore very important and something that everybody can do.
Something that we can all do individually to be more green is makeup users. We can use reusable cloths to take off our makeup rather than going through packets of wipes that aren't biodegradable. They work just as well and they save the planet.
Our communities can work together by raising awareness of gender inequalities and breaking gender stereotypes. They can support each other by making it known of any opportunities that arise, as well as trying to create opportunities in education, employment and businesses.
We can do this in our community as well by having staff members and pupils having open discussions where they're transparent with any issues or concerns that they're dealing with. We can also host webinars and workshops with the same kind of motive of being open and having maybe a more interactive approach, but having different perspectives and approaches with the aim of getting the most information will probably be ideal.
The government could launch female-led green garden projects. This would help women get together and make a positive impact to their environment and bring a community feel to their localities.
The government and other organizations can continue to review their own policies and procedures to ensure that young women are given equal opportunity in the workplace. When women are in positions of power, really amazing things can happen. Making sure that they're in positions to help make company decisions can ensure that those decisions are actively looking out for women in the community. Doing simple checks here and there can be a really easy way to ensure that all women are being treated fairly.
Government, nationally, and any EU organisations could be more open into listening as to what young girls have to say. As for the field, if there are any gaps in which they believe needs more work or more recognition, but also having first-hand involvement in projects, sustainability projects or development. That way they can be more curious, they can have that inspiration and motivation to strive through, because this is a generational issue. This is not something that would be tackled by one demographic.